Hey everybody, it's xpac here, and in this video I'm going to be speculating about the next expansion. There's been a ton of clues in this expansion that the next one is going to have something to do with the old gods. You most prominently see this, everyone could see this who did Emerald Nightmare from Il'gynoth Whispering, and if you were a Shadow Priest specifically, you had special whispers for you once you defeated Xavius. Um, so, and other whispers as well. But it kind of hinted at the next thing being an old god, specifically possibly Enzoth. If you don't know Enzoth, it's exactly how it sounds, an N and then Z-O-T-H. If you want to go look up Enzoth, he's an old god. And a lot of clues are leading towards him being the next expansion person. However, there are some things that I would like to see in the next expansion or in an expansion in the future that we probably may not get, but that's what I'd like to see. First thing for me, and most importantly, is the return of the Lich King. Now, I do think this will happen at some point. However, probably not in the next expansion unless it's at the very end, setting up the next one, if the next one is indeed an Old God expansion. However, you could tie an Old God in with the Lich King very easily based on the lore. So it could happen. But Bolvar is very unlikely to become the next Arthas. He's a little bit too pure and just, and he's kind of holding down the fort vigilantly right now in Icecrown. So, what's most likely going to happen is an antagonist character who wants a lot of power, so similar to Gul'dan, is going to go and kill Bolvar and become the new Lich King, and that we will have hell to pay because they are going to be even more evil because they want to be the Lich King and they want to be evil than Arthas was, and therefore becoming more powerful. And that's how it'll set up that we already beat the Lich King once, but now this Lich King is more powerful. He also might just be a more powerful character. Who knows who it'll be? You can speculate all kinds of things. You can speculate Jaina to be the first Lich Queen. I guess there has been other Lich Queens, but the first Lich Queen as far as Lich King, Lich Queen, that could be interesting. There's all kinds of characters that would be interesting for it to be. So that's what I would like to see. It's not super likely to happen in the next expansion, but it is possible, which definitely excites me. So while I don't think that's going to happen, that's my biggest want. Another important thing that I would like to happen in the next expansion is to not go anywhere. What I mean by that is there's not really any room for any more continents on Azeroth. I'm sure they could squeeze some in. It's a big ocean. But let's rework, kind of like Cataclysm, but it doesn't have to be a Cataclysm. Things don't have to be destroyed. Just maybe add some new quests, change up the zones a little bit, whatever. Fill up some plot holes in certain zones as far as lore goes, and go from there. I would like to stay on Azeroth. You don't have to go somewhere new all the time. You can rework the zones and have it be cool, just the way it is. In correlation with that, what I would like to see is, although they don't do it other places for good reason, possibly find a way to rework like the Twilight Highlands to where this is just an example where it's not under control anymore by like the dragons and everything, and like Falstead and all of the dwarves have it back under control, and just things like that. Just kind of rework Azeroth, fix it up a little bit, and just stay here. We don't have to go anywhere. Let's make the cities important again. Besides Storm and Orgrimmar, and people don't even go there much anymore because you always have like a big city, whether it's Dalaran or then the Vindikar. People are always somewhere else. Let's make the cities important again. That would be really good for the expansion, in my opinion. Other than that, I guess you could say you could rehash a lot of old bosses and a lot of old things, but I don't like rehashing a lot. I just like the Lich King so much that I kind of want to see that happen. Let's get more into the old guys now. I wanted to kind of talk about what I wanted to see. But as far as Enzoth goes, Enzoth is supposedly located between Grimbatol and Hyjal. So this is when the continents were together. So Kalmador and Eastern Kingdoms were together at one point, and there's the big sundering. So somewhere between there. So that could be anywhere. It could be in the ocean now. It could be off the coast. It could be in Azura. It could be down by, I guess it would be sort of by Iron Forge, or it could be like Vashir, for example, the underwater zone. It could be Vashir, so who knows? Maybe it's there. So Enzoth's going to be somewhere. Vashir's an interesting one because they might want to rework that zone. They put a lot of work into that zone. It's very aesthetically pleasing zone. Um, a lot of players didn't like being underwater though, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. But the other thing is that it might not be Enzoth. Um, could be Seathun because what they did was they reopened the Sargeras, after we defeat him, basically has one final blow at Azeroth and opens up a wound in Silithus. Silithus, if you're a new player, you probably have never been there. It's in the southern part of Kalmador, and it has houses Ankaraj, AQ 20 and 40. Used to be 40 man raids, and basically 20 man and 40 man raids, and so that's where houses Seathun, and he's no god as well, which would make sense with the whispers. So what are we going to have here? Are we either going to have? Is this just something else? They're hinting that they're going to rework Silithus, and thus they're going to rework some other zones, and maybe Silithus is going to be like one of the main or the first area we go to, kind of like Emerald Nightmare, and Xavius has really nothing to do with Sargeras, but that's where we went first. So maybe we're going to go to Silithus first. That's possible. Or is it going to be Seathun? Or is it going to be Seathun and Enzoth? Or is it going to be Seathun, Enzoth, and Yogg-Saron? Who knows? Um, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm still trying to enjoy this expansion, don't get me wrong. But I'm tired of being on another planet. I'm not going to lie. And I'm really hoping that the next expansion, we stay on Azeroth. The furthest I want to go is Northrend. I don't want to go anywhere else. I don't want to have new continents just popping up out of nowhere. Let's stick with Azeroth. Let's rework it a little bit. Let's make it a little bit better, and let's go from there. So let me know, anybody watching this, let me know your hopes for the next expansion, what you would hope to see, what you would like to see, and what you think you'll see. And I know some people don't care. They're like, I ain't playing ever again, but I'll probably see you there on the next expansion. Other than that, everyone have a good one.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Thumbs up and sub as always. Also comment below, share the videos. Appreciate it so much. You can also check me out at Twitter at WoW Gaming Inc. and at Twitch with the tag name Kneecap Killer. So everyone have a good one and see you again soon.